Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here in S3, and welcome back to another installment of the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Ding, ding, ding!
Hey, no load shedding. You can actually do that.
Yes, I had to.
Nice.
We have a generator.
Nice.
It's fine. We also have a generator of great concepts and ideas and solutions. Chef Clem, one of our favorite chefs, to answer any of your questions. And if it's burning, if it's blending in your mind, Chef Clem is the one that'll answer it for you. And 021 110 5552. Just phone in and we'll talk to you direct. How are you, man?
I feel like I haven't been in such a long time. I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm excited to get a call here. I've been waiting. I have a good feeling that it's going to ring like any time.
Okay,
like just any time.
Let's create some awkward silence and just stay at the phone.
It's ringing now, dude.
It's on
I told
silent.
you. Yes, it is. Culinary Hotline, bling. Call speaking. How can I help you? Is this Thora?
Good morning.
Hi. Sorry, I got you on caller ID on my phone. Thora, are you from Durban?
I am.
You know what? That's also on the caller ID. Thora, do you love cooking?
I do.
You see, also on the caller ID. I love caller IDs. It's fantastic. But Thora, I know you've got a little conundrum that you want to ask Chef Clem. The beautiful man is here for you. What would you like to ask him?
Okay. It's in connection with scones. Why my scones are always hard but lovely and golden on the outside and raw in the inside. And first of all, before I carry on, a very good morning to all you lovely people at Expresso. You're a ray of sunshine. I love listening to you. You're always so happy and make my day.
You know, Thora, the reason why we like this is because we know that people like you are, just give me a second, people like you are actually watching us. And I just want to say, Thora, you are a plethora of amazingness. Just give me a second. I'm fine. Do you know what's going to help us now? They say, if you're feeling down, have a scone. So we're going to do this for you, Thora. Sure.
Oh, please.
Are you chopping onions early this morning? What's going on here? I didn't know there's onions
that's
and scones.
amazing. And
Right, talk to me.
We appreciate that message. Thank you so much. So scones are one of the easiest things to make, but it's all about the technique. If you mess with the technique slightly, you're going to end up with either rocks, hockey pucks, or hard outsides, raw insides. This is how we're going to do it.
Okay, cool.
My trick is self-raising flour. Don't worry about using normal flour and
Yes.
then adding a leavening agent like baking powder, baking soda. Self-raising flour, the measurements have been done for you. Use it. Okay, then we got chilled butter. Very important because your butter has to be really cold. We're
When
going
you
to...
say chilled butter, is it the type of butter that doesn't really mind anything?
It's
you
from
know,
Ops.
doesn't get upset? Is it like really chilled?
It's from Observatory.
Oh, like that
it's
butter.
very chilled butter.
chilled.
No, it's joking. It's been in the fridge. We cubed it first, and then we left it in the fridge for like 15 minutes to really get hard, okay?
Okay, all right.
After cubing it. So then we're going to cut our butter through the flour.
Just give me a second. I just want to make sure. Thora, are you following so far?
I am.
I love it. Okay, keep on watching because we're
Okay.
doing this for you. Right.
So, when I say cut, you're actually going to cut. You're going to use two knives. Butter knives work best. And you're going to kind of just like break it up. You want chunks of butter in your flour, and that's important
I
because
got you.
what happens is when the scones go to the oven,
Yes.
those little knobs of butter contain moisture. So the moisture evaporates, and you get those layers that puff in your scones.
So what's happening is that as the heat hits it, so as it sort of evaporates, you're actually opening up layers within that dough.
Yes.
That's going to cause that beautiful bite feel that's not going to be dry, but it's going to be airy and maybe a good receptacle for the other additions to your scones. I'm not sure which one to use today, scone or
It's
scone. What do you
scones.
think?
It's
Do you think?
scones,
I always say
yeah.
I've always grown up with scone, but I watch movies and they say scone. I
Yeah.
shouldn't watch movies, right?
Don't watch movies.
Yeah.
JP Sebastian, don't watch movies. It's fine. It's okay. So, what I'm going to ask you, Carl, today
Yes.
is you're going to make some buttermilk for me. And this is a really good recipe.
Okay, great.
It's literally just lemon juice and milk. Because sometimes, and there are those times that you need buttermilk for a recipe like this, and you don't have it.
All right.
So this is one. Okay, so can you add the lemon juice to the milk for me?
All right, I just want to make sure. So, Thora, you got that, hey? So, it's lemon juice over
lemon
here.
juice,
How much
yeah.
lemon juice for Thora is, just so we know how much, like
So
a butter squeeze?
let me see how much you've got.
Yes.
Almost 2 cups of milk in there, and you're going to use about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of lemon juice.
This is all for you, Thora.
So, you can make this. You can also put it in the bowl
All right.
if you want.
Okay.
Okay, you could. Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay.
We're not going to whip any cream
All right.
for this now anymore.
Okay.
But that's fine. It's okay
That's
because you
fine.
can do the recipe for
Because-
that.
no, exactly. Also, we know that we have more bowls.
We have
Yeah.
so many bowls.
That's it. We have more bowls. It's coming. It's on its way. Don't worry about it.
It's
I
coming.
told you- I know
It's
what I'm
coming.
doing
Okay.
because they gave me this section here. So
Nice.
is that all I do? Is that
That's
is
all
that
you
it?
do. So you're going to leave that for
Leave
about 10 minutes.
Wow.
And you're going to
Stir.
see it's going to start thickening. You can stir if you want to, but it's going to start thickening on its own. And it happens so quickly.
Actually, I can see it reacting a bit. So it's quite cool.
There we go.
All right, great.
Sugar.
And
Sugar goes in.
so we got the cut chilled butter. We got the flour in there. The sugar's going in there
Yeah.
as well. All right, what else are we putting in there?
Salt.
Salt
Very
goes
important.
in. Always good in baking.
You can add vanilla to your scones if you want to. It's not traditional, right?
All right.
But then take out the vanilla. What are you left with? There's not a lot of extra flavor going on there. So the salt brings out the flavor of the scone.
Okay, I
and
got you.
that's very important. Without it, you're going to end up tasting nothing. And you don't want that. Okay, cool. So let's go.
Yes.
Buttermilk, and it has, like I said, leave it like 10 minutes. You see it'll really start thickening up. And this is perfectly fine. It's already, you can see the
You can actually see it reacting.
viscosity has changed.
Excuse me, just say that again
The
slower.
viscosity.
Viscosity.
Which means it's gotten thicker.
That's
okay.
one of the big words
Wow.
for you, Thora.
Okay.
Viscosity.
So, Thora, very important.
Wow.
Thora likes our big words.
Look, no. She went wow to you, my friend. That's what's happening
Oh,
right now.
I appreciate it. So, very important, when you're working with scones,
Yes.
as soon as you start overworking it, you're done. You don't want to do that. Here's where the lemon juice also comes in handy. 'Cause
Okay.
It stops gluten from forming. Pasta, you want gluten. Scones, you don't want that. You want them short, light, fluffy.
All right.
Okay, so give it a good mix, but like folding over. And
But I can see what's happening. So you almost need like it's a crumbly dough.
absolutely.
Because the butter, the chunks in there are quite necessary so that when they cook out, they're going to cause those spaces in the dough. It's going to make it light and airy, which is great. And I imagine this is also allows the heat to penetrate the center, so it's not going to be uncooked in the middle,
Absolutely.
as Thora mentioned earlier.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. Flour your surface.
All right? And this is actually quite an important part. Now, Thora, if you don't catch everything, I actually, Chef Clem and I stayed up all night. We knew you were going to call, and we put our entire recipe list up for you. So don't tell anybody else, okay? This is between us. Okay, don't tell anybody. It's you and I, Thora, and Chef Clem, our secret. ExpressoShow.com is where you can find it, okay? Please don't tell anybody.
But
Thank you.
if you are one of the millions of people that are watching and you just happen to be watching this at the same time and you want
Yes.
to get the recipe, if Thora allows, you may go.
Okay, great. So-
So here's my last step, okay?
All right, last step.
So just by your hands, bring it together. Have the straggly tops, very important, actually creates texture. When you put your ring mold in, don't push down and twist. This is not the time to twist, okay? What you do is push down,
Okay.
done, and you pull it out. If you twist, you kind of like, you turn those strands that you work so hard to make so they
Okay.
don't rise up. They go a little lumpy, a little sideways. That's what you want. And when this goes into the oven, it comes out looking.
Just like
Can I
that.
bring it? Can I bring it?
Go for it, bring it there, and that's how it comes out looking. Now, Thora, as mentioned, the recipe is there for you on the website. That's all for you. We wish you could send it to Durban for you, but thanks a lot for your question. We're going to have more questions coming up a little later. Thora, you're absolutely amazing. More this call is with the Culinary
Oh,
Hotline.
yeah.
Bling, ting, ting, ting. Just a little bit later on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Can we tuck in?
Yeah, I'm still feeling emotional.
We'll be back.
You do that. I'm still feeling.
It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso, and we are still in the kitchen for the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Ting, ting, ting! See, I didn't steal that one, and you have a special recipe. If you want to share that with us, please go for it. Or if you have any culinary questions or conundrums, Chef Clem is standing by to answer all of those on 021 110 552. I have a feeling that this is going to ring again, like immediately. I have a feeling. It might ring. It could ring. Is it there? Oh, never mind, it's not there anymore. Anyway, right, so this is what we have for you. Now, there have been a couple of conundrums that have come through, and there have been a few individuals who have decided, hey, you know, they want to get something from you. It could be something around, let's just say a vegetarian dish, could be a meat dish, could be a chicken dish. There's so many of them.
Yeah.
There's so many. But of course, we just want to make sure that the phone, if it rings now, it's going to be answered by you.
I'm waiting for this phone call.
It's lovely. It is. It's beautiful. By the way, I've always wondered, you know, around, you know, vegetarian dishes. You know,
Talk to me.
I've wondered that, you know, a lot of people think that the vegetarian dishes, right, are a bit like sort of empty, flavorless or whatever.
Right.
I was going to tell you something really epic now, but you know what? I'm going to stop myself. Culinary Hotline, Bling, call speaking. How can I help you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow.
Hi, who am I speaking to?
Good morning. You're speaking to Nikita.
Nikita! Nikita! All right, Nikita, I'm going to put you on speakerphone. Chef Clem is waiting for your question. Make it very difficult for him. Go for it.
Good morning, Chef Clem. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Clem.
I'm ready for
my
your
mom-
question. I'm like,
Yes.
where am I looking?
Focus.
Yes. Chef Clem, my mom wants to change things up this Christmas. So instead of doing the normal lamb leg, she wants to do a roller beef. So she's been hassling me for the past week to please call Chef Clem, and I'm calling you now. So she wants to make a nice roller beef for Christmas.
So I just want to double check. When you say roller beef, do you mean it's that rolled up beef roast?
Yes, that's
Okay, got you.
We have a slow cooker, and we've got obviously the stove, so I don't know which would be best.
You've got a slow cooker? And here's the
Yes.
thing, when it comes to the festive season, you've got so many things going on your stovetop. You've got roast potatoes going, fried
Yeah.
chicken going. You've got, your stovetop is just occupied.
Yeah.
If you've got a slow cooker, it'll become your best friend during the festive season because you can pop it in the one corner of the kitchen that's not that busy and make it go to work. So back in the day, you used to get like a silver side cut, right?
Yeah.
Which is not the most flavorsome piece of beef. But that was like the beef roast that they would normally use and truss, and then you'd roast that, which is perfectly fine. It is delicious when you add things to it. Today, we are so lucky. We can get brisket, which I know you're a big fan of.
Big fan. Good flavor as well.
Get a nice beef brisket. You can get a nice rump roast, which is also delicious. And if you said slow cooker, brisket is a very good one. We think price of rump roast versus brisket, you're gonna get more value for money out of your brisket. You're gonna get a good amount of fat. When it comes to beef fat, is flavor, and then you get a good amount of lean as well. So there's something for everyone. So what I say you do, the preparation starts the day before. You're gonna season, let's say brisket, you're gonna season your brisket, salt and pepper.
Yeah.
And then what I like doing, just to keep the piece of meat together, I take butcher's twine. I'm looking down to see if I got any butcher's twine here today. No, someone's borrowed it. And then you just kind of tie all the pieces together so you get that nice roll shape. Pop that in the fridge and let that salt and pepper just go to work. You can stuff it with rosemary if you want in between to add more aromatics. Then the next morning, you're gonna brown off your beautiful brisket in a pan. Get a serious crust on it. Don't be scared. If it looks like it's almost burnt, it's not. You need that crust in it. Pop it into your slow cooker, add some carrots, some celery, a little bit of water, pop your slow cooker lid on, and let it go for, I'd say 6 hours on high on your slow cooker. So you can start it earlier in the morning, but you can also start it the day before. If you're doing it the day before, let it cook for 6 hours on high, then the morning of, pop it into the oven, 200 degrees for about 20 minutes with the foil on. All those juices will just come alive again. You'll get that nice crust on the outside.
Wow.
It's a beautiful recipe, and especially when you're using a slow cooker, make it work for you. And I'm glad that you're taking control of the festive season this year. Mom's gonna chill for a little bit. So I would suggest using that brisket. You're gonna get the most value out of it and the most flavor. We might actually end up doing one closer to the festive season because it's that good. I'll chat to my friends at Instapot.
Thank you so much, Nikita.
Thank you so much, you guys. Have a lovely day.
You too. Don't forget to cut your brisket.
Yay!
Thank you. Love it, girl. Yes. Okay. Another call. We're busy today. Culinary Hotline, Bling. Call speaking. How can I help you?
Hi. I'm Savannah from Joburg. I called in like a couple of weeks ago, and I recently went vegetarian, and I miss meatballs. And I wanted to know, Clem, please give me a recipe.
Savannah, thanks a lot. We're going to sort you out right now. I'm going to put you on speakerphone. Chef Clem is on it. I was just about to ask Chef Clem about how to spice up sort of vegetarian, especially when it comes to the festive season. And you know what? I think you responded to me very, very quickly because Savannah wants to know how we're going to hook up meatballs. It looks like you already jumped onto them, brother.
Can you guess what this is?
From here, it looks like mushrooms.
Oh man, Carl, you're supposed to say it looks like...
Oh, sorry. It looks like lentils.
Oh yeah, actually, it is mushrooms. So here's the thing, okay?
Amazing.
Mushrooms, my thunder just stopped.
Wait, sorry. You want to do that again? I don't know. Just You're right. So
No, we're good,
continue.
we're good. Okay, so vegetarian meatballs, really
Yes.
interesting because you can use lentils, like Carl said, but I prefer using mushrooms. There's something magical about mushrooms that when you cook them the right way, they start looking like ground beef or even like meat in general.
Yeah.
And there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. So what you're going to do is you're going to chop up some, and I use normal button mushrooms. I don't have to go with the fancy ones right now. Nice and fine. Or I take my food blender, just pulse it. Zzz, 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 zzz. Break it down nicely. Get into a nice hot pan. No salt. If you add salt to the mushrooms, you're going to draw out all that
That's true.
moisture, and they're just going to like steam in there. So when you just fried a little bit of olive oil, no salt, you got this like crumbly effect on it, and there is a crust. There's a crust on these mushrooms.
I can see it from here.
So we're going to add some onions to it.
Oh.
Okay? You can cook the onions down a lot more to like really break them down. I'm
Yeah.
going to fast forward. Mushrooms are really, really great because they mimic meat so well, and when you cook it right, it's like you don't miss it. There isn't mushroom for meat if you cook mushrooms the right
Indeed.
way.
And only a fun guy would say that.
Wow.
So yes, as you...
And Clem, can I ask you which mushrooms do you use? What can you use to make the meatballs?
What type of mushroom?
Yes.
So I'm using normal button mushroom, and I feel button mushrooms get a bad rap because they're quite boring in a sense, but it's not, because people don't actually cook it properly. When you fry a button mushroom properly, you get that serious color on it. You taste the mushroom, and that's the thing. I often see people in hotels are the worst at this. Hotels, when they have mushrooms on their breakfast menu, it is just gray. And I'm like, what's that? What's that? Fry your mushrooms properly. Treat it like a steak. When you treat mushrooms like a steak, you get the most flavor. So button mushrooms, but go ahead and use brown if you want. Use shimiji, use oyster, perfectly fine. But yeah, just use the mushrooms. Then oats. Oats.
Throwing in oats as well, that's going in.
They also mimic that texture of meat once they swell up. Breadcrumbs go in. And then we're gonna go with some garlic, lots of garlic. Italian mixed herb and pepper, lots of pepper. And
There
I
we
added
go.
salt already. Mix. You're gonna get this mixture like this. Okay, which you see once it sits and it actually has like 5 minutes to hydrate, you can mold it into any shape you want, into koftas, meatballs. These fry up and you get such an amazing crust on the outside of that. This on a sub, this on pasta with a tomato sauce. You are so good. The recipe is on
ExpressoShow.com. Go grab the recipe. And thanks, Chef Clem. And thank you, Savannah. You're absolutely incredible. Make these lovely meatballs, but made of mushrooms. It's great. Over to the team. What do you guys have?